Welcome to Tech Primers. In this video, we are going to see some of the features which are coming up in Java 9. So as you guys know, Java 9 is due for this year-end release. So we are going to see what are the major features which they have developed, and we are just going to see how is it different from Java 8 and Java 7. Okay, so I have listed down 12 of the most important features which everyone is discussing about, and also I have just tried that out. So we are going to use that and then try it out and see what is the major difference between them, the Java 8 and the Java 9, right? So the first feature of Java 9 is REPL. So if you have heard about REPL, so there are lots of other languages which already have REPL. So REPL is not nothing but the JShell in Java. So that is nothing but a command line interface where you can write your code, and then the JVM is going to respond. So JShell is nothing but command line interface where you can just type in Java code, and then it is going to respond us back with the output for the Java code. Okay, right now we don't have any command line interface for Java, so you have to write a Java code, you have to compile that, and then you run it. But JShell is going to solve that problem, right? So let's see what is that JShell, right? So I already have installed Java 9 in my machine. So I have installed the early access version. So it is the EA version. So if you notice here, I have installed it under this particular directory, right? So under the home bin, so this is where our JShell resides. So this is going to have all our Java runtime jars and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to use JShell to show what is that JShell. So let's run the JShell, right? So you can download the Java 9 from the Java website. So I'll just give the link for the download link in the description below. You can just check that, and then you can download that and try it as well. So if you see here, I have opened the JShell. So this is going to be like a command line interface. If you see here, JShell is a command line interface, and you can type whatever you want. So let's say I'm going to say int a equal to 10. I can just type that, and then Java is saying that okay, you said a is 10. Okay, now I'm going to say b is equal to 10. It's going to say you said a equal to 10, now b is equal to 10. Now I'm going to say int c is equal to a plus b. Let's see what happens. See that Java responded saying, okay, you already had 10 in mind for a, 10 in mind for b. Now I'm going to add that up. So if you see here, Java has done that. So if you want to do that in a single line, you can do that as well. So let's say a1 equal to 20, b1 equal to 30, right? And in c1 equal to a1 plus b1, and we want to print this, right? So you can do this. You can do system.out.println like this and say c1, right? So now Java is going to compute all these values, and it's going to print as well. Okay, so this is how you can do stuff inside JShell. So it is a very good feature from other languages. So finally Java has brought the command line interface, so you can try out any small programs. What do we do is we write a small test program, and we write some basic stuff, and we try out small programs, right? Or for example, let's say I'm going to write a regex inside a very big project. I cannot run that project always, right? So what I do is I create a small test file outside the particular project, and then I test that particular code and see if it is working, right? So you can do that now in the JShell itself. You don't have to write any specific program. So that is JShell. Okay, so we have completed what is JShell. So the next one is the factory method for the immutable lists, which are the set, map, and the map entry. So initially, in the Java till the Java 8, how do we create lists, right? We do arrays lost as list, and then we pass something. For set, we don't have a way to create it, right? But in Java 9, there is a much easier way of doing that. So let's go to IntelliJ. So I'm going to create a small Java project, right, to show an example. So I'm going to say, so I just selected Java 9. Okay, I'm selecting the arch type. So I'm going to say basic arch type, right? So let's go and give a basic arch type of what do I need? I'll just say Maven arch type quick start, right? I don't need anything else. So I'm going to give a group ID. I'm going to say com tech primers slash Java 9. Okay, and I'm going to give the artifact as Java 9 example, right? So it's going to use Maven 3. Fine. So let's do it. So let me maximize the window so that you don't get distracted. Cool, we have got the Maven project. So if you see here, there is nothing here. So I'm just going to create a source directory. I'll just create a main. In fact, I think this is getting created. Generating the project in batch mode. I think this is going to get created as a part of the plugin, but meanwhile I'm creating it. Let me create it so that we are quick enough. Cool. So now I'll just set the project structure. Go to modules. So I'll just say these are sources. Okay, I just need that. That's it. I think, yeah, I think they created already. Okay, cool. The plugin has already created it. So the plugin has already created the app file. So that should be good. So I'm just going to do an import. So let's run this program and see if it is working or not. So this is the first time I'm trying Java 9. So frankly, I have not tried Java 9. I know what it is doing, but I haven't tried Java 9 as well. So let's see if it is working. Right, it's doing lots of compilation, but hopefully it should work. Cool, it has worked. So the hello world got generated, right? So fine, yeah, we have got the class files also there. Cool. So the Java 9 is working. If you see the Java version which it is using is Java 9, right? Cool. Now what is the next feature? So we wanted to check the factory method for the list, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what is the new thing inside Java 9, right? So previously we were not able to do this. So we can do a list of objects here. So you can say a list of string and say names, right? And you can do that here now, like Peter, Sam, right? So this is a new change inside Java 9. So I think I have to change the specs to Java, yeah. So at the project level, let me change this to Java 9. In the module level also, I need to change this to Java 9, right? Okay, cool. If you notice here, there is no compilation error, so cool. So this is now going to work like how we were doing arrays.asList, right? The major good thing about this is if you have a set, right? We were not able to do this previously, but now we can do that in the set itself. So we don't have to worry about that, like how we were not able to do previously. So we were using all APIs and libraries, right? So now Java has come up with these kind of libraries which are going to help us in doing that. So this is inside the interface itself. So interface itself is going to help us in having all these methods. So that is what has been done in Java 9. So let's see, for just simplicity I'll just print one of them, right? I think it'll not show the object anyway, but yeah. But yeah, you got the point, right? So I just want to make sure that this succeeds the compilation. So that is why I'm going to just run this. Anyway, it's not going to give the Peter and Sam. So okay, good. It is giving because it's a string. So it is giving Peter and Sam. So if you notice here, these are list, right? So this is how we can do creation of factory methods inside Java 9 basically. So that is the major change inside Java 9. Okay. So the next one is the private methods in the interfaces. Okay, so if you notice there are contradictions in the Java 8 itself. So if you notice here, Java introduced the default methods in Java 8, to support streams. So now this off also is something similar, it's a default method. So now in Java 9 they are adding something called private methods in the interfaces. So interfaces, as you guys know, by default it will have only public methods. So now in Java 9 they are changing that to support private methods inside interfaces. So by that way you can have multiple methods in the same interface, and then you can make them private so that you don't have to expose those methods. So let's say I'm creating something called interface called interf. Okay, so here I'm going to expose some method called process, let's say, right? Okay, and I have some other method called, I have a method called start, let's say. Okay, and this is going to be a default method, right? So this default method, okay, needs to be exposed by default. Okay, before Java 9 came into picture, whatever method you write, you will have to write it as default, right? So if you're doing a code refactoring, or if you're trying to group stuff, right, inside start, if let's say I have like huge amount of code, okay, if you want to wrap that into a method and then you want to use that in two different default methods, you will have to expose all the default methods. But now you will be able to define private methods. Okay, so you will be able to define private methods. So I'm going to say void, right? So if you see, I'm able to define private methods now inside an interface. There is no compilation error because Java 9 allows us to do that. So prior to Java 9, if you do this, the compiler is going to throw you errors. But now in Java 9, we are able to do that. So that is the private method in the interface. Okay, so that is another major change. The next major and the most talked about change is the Java 9 module system. So with the Java 9, the module system is coming into Java. So module system is nothing but if you want to use anything, you will have to expose them as modules. So for example, I need to have a file called module info.java. So I haven't created this project hasn't created automatically because the archetype which I was using is the older one. It doesn't support Java 9. So what we will have to do is we'll have to create a file called module info. So it will be under resources, but I'll just show you how the file will look like. So you will just say module info.java, and then you will have to define a module saying com tech primers dot java 9, right? So you'll have to define a module like this. So this is a module info file. Okay, and inside the module info you can do import or export. You can import com stuff like that, and then same way you can do a export, right? So there are different methods like that. If you notice here, the common methods, if you say export, in the sense I'm going to export this particular jar, so that's when I say I can export this jar as a this particular module as a jar. So that's when I do exports. So this is the major change inside the Java 9. So I'm not going to go in depth inside how this works because that is a huge topic in itself. Let's cover that as a part of the next session, but just be mindful that this is going to be the change. So if you want to use any Java dependency from, for example, Spring, right, you will have to do import. Okay, so you'll have to do import com Spring, stuff like that. You will have to do that. So you will have to do that inside this module info file. Okay, so that is the module 9 Java 9 module system. Okay, the next one is the process API improvements. So previously when we were executing the Linux processes or the processes which are outside Java, we just use the runtime.exec and then we execute it, right? The disadvantage there was we were not able to control that particular process because we were not having the process ID at all. So now in Java 9 you can now access the process ID and then you can kill the process ID when we want. So that is now a good thing in Java 9. Okay, you can access the process ID in the process API. The next one is the stream API improvement. So there are improvements in the optional and the stream APIs. So there are new methods included in the stream. So that also we can cover as a part of the next video. So we will be having new methods and inside the stream which are making us better. So which are making the streams look better. So that is another improvement in Java 9. The next major improvement in Java 9 is the reactive programming support. So there are interfaces now coming inside Java 9 itself, which are going to be under the java.util.concurrent, so called the reactive streams. So the reactive streams are going to be under something called flow. So if I show, right, so this is the flow. So if you see here, flow is going to be the final what do you call the super level super class. If you see here, it's a final class, so that is going to support the Java stream. So if you Java the reactive streams, and internally inside flow you will have a publisher, which is going to be an interface. Okay, and then there's going to be a subscriber, there is going to be a subscription, and there is going to be a processor. So this is going to be aligning with the reactive programming world, where the reactors and the reactive streams have the exact similar pattern of interface and the interface and the function names, or the names of the classes. So the names of the classes are exactly the same. So if you see any reactor frameworks, the publisher, subscriber, subscription, processor are all exactly the same. Just that the flow has been changed. It's flow in Java 9. So that's it. So that is the major change. So we will see how to use reactive streams as well. So that is another big topic in itself. So that is another change. The next one is a better deprecated annotation. So the deprecated annotations will now tell you when this particular function is going to be deprecated, along with the date and the date and the predicted what do you call the expected month and the year. So that is a new improvement in the Java 9. Okay, the next improvement is in the Java garbage collection. So obviously Java garbage collection is what everyone is talking about, it when you try to improve something, the performance of the JVM is going to get improved. So that is what everyone wanted. So Java has taken some steps to resolve that as a part of the Java 9 framework. Okay, the next one is the stack walking API. The stack walking API is nothing but if you see, if you want to print a stack trace, it's very difficult for us to go through the stack trace, and then most of the time we get null pointers because the throwable is not there or the message is not there and stuff like that. Even I have faced lots of problems with the stack trace. So now Java 9 is providing good stack walking API. We can see that also maybe in the future series. If you are interested, I can do one. Okay, so that is an improvement in Java 9. Okay, the next and the final things are related to the Java documentation. So if you see, if you are creating a Java documentation, if you have a Java doc plugin, and if you are going to create Java documentation, the Java documentation is now going to be created in HTML5. Okay, from Java 9 it's going to be HTML5, and finally we will be able to search across the Java documentation. So that is the final feature inside Java 9. So these are the 12 major features which I felt that okay, which I wanted to share with you guys. So right now Java 9 is not in production, or it's not live yet from Oracle. So we are waiting for the Java 9 release. Everyone is waiting for the Java 9 release so that they can use that and see the stability of the production version of Java. So obviously the first version is not going to be the exact or the stable one, but still it should be fine. So we should know that what is happening in Java 9, because it's been getting developed for a long time, maybe more than 3 years, I think 2 to 3 years. So and there are like major changes like the Java 9 module system and the reactive streams. So I'm expecting the version to be out soon. So and I want to try it out personally with the stable version, right? So that's it for this particular video. So if you want me to make any video on any specific topic, go ahead and comment that in this comment section below. If you like the video, go ahead and like it. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Meet again in the next video. Thank you very much.